This is the A Train Arlington Lane welcoming you to this edition of the X Fan Show. We're gonna have something special. It's after dark, and guess what? I can't wait to get started because it's going to be a very, very interesting show. Let's go. Welcome once again to the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. This is A Train. This is X Fan After Dark. It's After Dark, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to all of the people that we've had on the network, have had on the network, probably won't have on the network. But hey, welcome to the show and welcome to our network. Thanks to the A team for their spirited, riveting show. Loved it. And then we'll have Girl Chat Sports join us right after us tonight. It's X Fan After Dark. Everybody kind of said everything that they need to say for this week, right? Of course, this show is sponsored by Just Meat Jerky and W Energy Powder. I'm getting messages. There we go. Let me bring on some people onto the show tonight. What is that? What's that?
The villain is back. I am here to run the airwaves, the one, the only. I am the Stugotz of spring football. I am the Pat McAfee, and I am the loud mouth of it all.
Look who has made his triumphant return.
BC
I don't know whether
is in the house, baby. I just came swinging in from my tree like a 700-pound gorilla, Arlington, wearing my clown wig. What's up, baby? How's it going, bro? How's it going?
I'm wonderful, sir. I'm wonderful.
Wonderful. Arlington, I got some bones to pick and some fires. You're right, Sabrina. Dirty Nostrous is back. Show me where I've been lying. Show me where I've told the truth and have lied at all times. The one, the only, Big Daddy Ed. There he is. Look at him with that beautiful, beautiful bald head of his. Hi, Daddy Ed. How are you?
I'm good. What's up, fellas?
Nothing. So.
Wait, I got one more guest.
Do what?
I got one more guest.
Oh, we do?
Shaw, dude.
You need me
What's up, guys?
Let me slide over.
Slide over.
Up,
there
guys?
it is, Daddy Ed from the bottom line. And Kevin JTK from Jersey the King, Gridiron Nation. We are all here talking UFL and
He always says it always wrong. He always
listen,
says it wrong. It's
I gotta
the
say,
Gridiron
this
and the Jersey the King show. Thank you.
Whatever, Jersey, be quiet now. I gotta say this, as the co-founder and chairman of the board of Fuel Sports Network, I have to say that I'm very, very happy in the way that we're directing with Daddy Ed and the bottom line, the way that show has surpassed every expectation with their great 4-hour coverage. And Daddy Ed's flipping me off in the camera backstage. That's fine. I don't care. You're right, Sabrina. We are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse of spring football. With Arlington and his new show, the A Train Show, Jersey with his new stuff, getting the credentials for the Vegas or for the
Aces.
the Aces, the WNBA, the Vegas Thrill Volleyball. And we have a very, very big announcement coming here in Fuel within the next few weeks. So in the A team, with the great show that they did. So I'm just very proud of everything that everybody has done here at Fuel. So that's all I got to say on that one. I'm done.
You're done now? You're good?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
I'm good.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not. So what are we talking about? So what do you want to talk about?
I don't know,
What do you
Ed.
guys
You tell us what, man. What shall we talk about today?
Stuff.
Daddy Ed, the
Go
entire Battlehawk game that you broke down so beautifully on the Bottom Line show on Monday night at 8 o'clock.
I'm almost 60, so I forgot 3/4 of what I said Monday night. So it's gonna all be new to me. Go ahead.
I mean, let's get into an exciting.
Well played, sir.
An exciting week.
Well
An
played.
exciting week for football. Fellas, I actually put a post out today.
I got one more guest
Okay.
coming in, but go ahead. Continue.
We do. I put a post out today, and I want to get your guys' take on it right here. Let me get to it, and I put it out.
Is this the panel after dark?
Uh-huh.
This is the panel after dark. So I put this post out right here. So I said to increase the competitiveness, because everybody's.
God, that was you that put that out there.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
It
just
was.
wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
It gets better.
Just wait.
Yeah, it was.
It gets great.
But here's the thing. We all want to keep bashing this league. It's not about bashing this league. It's about what's best for this league. Okay? It's about what's best for this league. So I put this post out
Boom.
with the approval of our COO right there, Amber from Girl Chat, from the arts, the A-team.
The 18?
I
Can you
said
get
to
the shows
increase
right there?
competitiveness in this league.
He can't
Teams
talk
with
for
losing
nothing.
records must undergo a thorough overhaul involving all coaches, players, and staff. Fans, I would appreciate your guys' comments. So now, I want to pose the question
No one
to
saw
you
that.
guys. Okay? I want to pose the question.
Just so you know, you weren't sharing.
I do like that shirt. And I'll start with Daddy Ed. Daddy Ed, is that post off? Because we want to talk about how bad teams are and all of this stuff, right? Is that something that we can do to increase the competitiveness of this league?
You mean totally dismantle teams that have losing records? Is that the one
Correct.
you're referring to?
Correct.
That's asinine, I guess, just to put it bluntly. It's all part of the organization. You're going to have down years. You're going to have up years. It shows how good of a staff you have to be able to make the adjustment the following year. You can't have coaching staffs put together that are afraid to coach because they're going to be one and done if they don't have a winning record. That just seems silly to me.
Okay. Let's see. I want to go with Amber. You next.
Well, I mean, I agree with what Ed's saying. Look at the NFL. If that was the case, then we could have gotten rid of the Cowboys in the 90s. We could have gotten rid of the Browns in the inception. I mean, it's ridiculous to sit here and have these super high expectations and then expect the coaches to take their potassium for the day and then have a winning record. Come on. It's amazing to me how we have coaches that have losing records and we've got the same losing record with another team, but that coach is not getting drugged through the mud near as much. And it has nothing to do with the coaches and their skill sets and everything to do with the fans and what they're saying.
Jersey.
He's still processing.
I mean, in my opinion, honestly, no, I wouldn't think it's a bad idea. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at some of these coaches who have losing records right now, let's go back to what they did last year. And then go back and look at what they did the year before that, if they were in one of these leagues, as far as the XFL or the USFL and coaching. And let's see what their record was. And it all boils down to, are you guys making the right decision within your coaching staff? Are your players taking into what you're saying? Are they buying what you're selling? And if they're not, then hey, maybe it is time for a change. Maybe that would be something that is necessary just to get a spark in that team or in any of these teams with losing records, because I'm just saying, like, some of the coaching that's been going on this season hasn't been the greatest. And you can tell because these players aren't buying into what these coaches are selling. These play calls haven't been the greatest for some of these teams, and you can just see it on the field. So it wouldn't be a bad idea, but it would have to be done a certain way. You know, you can't just do a complete overhaul and get rid of every single person. You would have to see what is working, who's working in the, you know, in the best position, who fits and who doesn't, and make the necessary changes. But a complete overhaul, I think that would be a little extra.
A-Train?
It's a little harsh, man, but here at the same time, man, I would say if we get to be critical of their styles of play, and everybody got to get criticized. Everybody's taking major hits this year, all on those 1-6 teams, all of them. That means they've had either bad luck or they had injuries that have ruined their flow of what's going on. Yes, there has been some bad play calling from some of those teams, but also bad coaching. But in this case here, if we do that, that means 3 teams are gone, maybe 4. So now you're down to 4 teams. And John, as you sit there and said, well, Vegas is gone, Seattle left too. And guess what they had? A 7-3 mark last year. So as you sit there and make that type of comment, just realize a winning team is no longer part of the league either. But that was only because of they had to retract teams at this point, so that way that 8 teams could be in a certain cluster for this league to work. The thing is, it hasn't been working.
All right, so I'm going to play story time, so I got to ask you guys a question. So we sit here and we see all of this stuff within this league and all of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we're all XFL fans. I watch the USFL a lot. Amber, your team is now part of the USFL conference. So I'm going to ask you guys this thing. We talk about this dissension between this league. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, and I'm going to tell you this, I think the league is causing it by having the 2 separate conferences. In this league is called the United Football League. Not the XFL, not the USFL. The United Football League. So now hold on, because I'll go to you first, Amber. The way I think they should have done it to unite this and to unite these fan bases, because I see it on all of these pages, fans yelling and screaming at each other, saying that the merger from the XFL with the USFL killed it. The USFL killed the XFL. What they should have done is they should have cut it right down the middle. Had the North and the South. Had Birmingham with the Texas Triangle, and then had everything north with Memphis, Michigan, DC, and the Battlehawks as your North, and have it as a North and a South conference instead of a USFL, XFL conference. Now, is this the league causing this dissension between the fan bases? Amber, you had your hand up, so you go first.
I'll be the first one to say it. I don't know that it's causing the dissension near as much as seeing what the fan are expecting versus the inception of this new league. There's going to be growing pains. People need to understand that. Let's also not forget that it was a losing record team that won the XFL championship last year. So we can't sit here and say that it's the coaching or it's the players or it's one thing over another. Yeah, there's a multitude. It's multifaceted. XFL versus UFL, it left a little bit of dissension in there, and I get that. We're going to trash talk, and that's the whole point behind it, right? But at the end of the day, it's the beginning. And if you're not understanding that and you can't ride along on that trip, then maybe you should hop out and go hitchhike to another league.
Daddy Ed?
They did what they did. I mean, I was one of the advocates of doing the USFL division and the XFL division. The league was a new merger, and they were trying to capitalize on the interest and all the back talk between fans of which league was better. So what better way to do it than the way they did it? Now that they've went through the first year and they've seen, okay, USFL against the XFL. What are they, 7-7?
Correct.
Right now? That pretty much puts everything to bed about which league was better. It's obvious that there was not a superior league. So,
correct.
I mean, the fact that they tried to capitalize on the interest and spark the rivalry and the banter between the two leagues, I'm never going to fault them for that. I don't see a problem with it.
Jersey.
I don't so much see a problem with it. I just think that it was the wrong way to do it. Hell, even the way they went about the merger altogether, I think it was the wrong way to do it. I think that they could have waited another year, allow both leagues to play, and then merge. And then you can sit here and have, maybe a XFL division, well, 2 XFL divisions and 2 USFL divisions, or 4 different United Football League divisions, however you wanted to break them down. But I just think that they rushed into this merge, and they should have waited another year and allowed 16 teams to be able to be merged into this league. Then we wouldn't even be in this problem. We wouldn't be in the situation. We wouldn't be having half the conversations we're having about the negatives of this league. I'm just saying.
A-Train. Unmute yourself.
There it is. That's the reason. The competition is there. And the difference is the competition levels are different. All right. And that's why the DC Defenders are sitting at 3-4 instead of 7-1. That is why the Houston Roughnecks from last season that was at 7-3, they're sitting at 1-6, or in this case, you want to call them the Houston Gamblers at this point, 5-5. They're now 1-6, and now you can sit there with the San Antonio Brahmas, who were 3-7 last year, and they're sitting at 5-2 right now as we speak. That's because of a whole staff that is now with another staff, and then they went and drafted their talent. That's the thing here. This is what their teams believe was going to be a winning ball club. Most of the players on those teams were transfers over from other teams. Memphis, they had a mixture of Showboats and New Orleans Breakers. Philadelphia Stars players. Right? They had to make one meshed team to see if they could get over the hump. And right now they haven't done so. Arlington Renegades, who was pretty much a team from last year, but they had to add people, lost people, and they weren't the same, and they're not the same team. The talent level, as Sabrina has eloquently put it, is better this time. It's equal. So you can't really knock what these 1-6 teams really are doing. That's the problem. You're not even seeing how the talent levels are at this rate.
Okay, you speak of the 1-6 teams. You speak of the 1-6 teams. Let's really go into that, okay? Daddy Ed, A-Train, Arlington, we've interviewed Coach C.J. Johnson numerous times, correct?
Yes.
How did C.J. Johnson say his team was going to be ran?
So did.
Hold on, let him do it. Let the dude on the other side tell you. I can't tell you. He'll do it.
All right, CJ, how was it supposed to be ran, and who was it running through?
We're gonna get a ball. We're gonna get a ball to Mark Thompson. All offense, Mark Thompson. On defense, that's another story. Offense, Mark Thompson. We got all these quarterbacks. They are irrelevant. Mark Thompson first, everything else second. Period. That's how Houston is gonna be ran this year. If you don't like it, support another team. This is what we're doing. Mark Thompson. That's all I got to say.
I mean,
Mark Thompson.
Again, Amber, you're going to go last because you are in Houston. I mean, Daddy Ed, you've interviewed C.J. Johnson, who is right there above you, right? What did he say? What did he say how his offense was going to run and who it was going to run through?
Well, he made several comments that Mark Thompson was going to be their offense, but he also said that he wasn't going to play him until he was healthy. But, I'm not a journalist. I don't have the degree to be a journalist. But one thing I'm not going to apologize for is it doesn't matter whether it's Coach Beck. It doesn't matter whether it's Reggie Barlow. It doesn't matter whether it's C.J. Johnson. if we're going to do our job as far as critiquing, and the critiquing can be, I don't care whether it's not knowing the rules, whether it's the way you play call a certain situation, I have a right to critique whoever I want. And so I can honestly say that, like last week against Birmingham, Monday night on my show, I'm sitting here dreaming about a slant. That's all I could think about was the word of the day was slant. Well, I made that critique watching the game, not the coach, the color of his skin, so to put that thought into people's mind that the only reason why I'm making a comment about CJ Johnson is because of the color of his skin, sure. Is there people out there that are that way? Sure. And I can't defend those guys, but I honestly say the job that I do week to week, watching these games and critiquing, Coach Flip, you name it, the coach is. If I don't agree with somebody, I'm going to say it, and that's just part of what we do. I mean, I'm not doing it to bash anybody or disrespect anybody.
Say your line right there, Daddy Ed, because that's the what?
That's the what?
Right
What's
there.
the name?
It's behind
What's the
your
name
head.
of your
That's
show?
the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
You had the perfect.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I mean, I understand.
That's the
I
thing
understand
here.
what you're saying. There's ding dongs out there everywhere you
There
turn.
sure are.
But
And
I'm not going to sit here and hold back from what I say because I'm afraid somebody's going to take the way I say it for being another motive. That's not. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for anything I say. If I say it, I got to live with what I said. But
my skin color.
Well, no, like right here.
Not to cut you off, Daddy. Listen, my skin color is black. And I'll tell you right now.
Hold on, Jersey.
Listen,
let's not get it.
My skin color is black. And I will tell you my opinion about CJ Johnson and his coaching style. You'll be like, well, damn. I think he needs to go and sit down and take some lessons or just retire. Because the way he has ran this Houston organization, whether it's been the Gamblers or now the Roughnecks, has been atrocious. The way he uses the challenge or the super challenge. You don't know how to challenge. You don't never watch the NFL. And then you have the opportunity to challenge anything in this league and you don't take advantage of that. He doesn't know how to coach. I'm sorry. And I'm a black man telling you that black man does not know how to coach on the professional level. I'm sorry. And he'll never make it to the NFL. I'm sorry.
I completely agree. But here's my thing about it, guys. It has nothing to do with the level of melanin, okay? And as far as the haters are, fine, hate. I've been called way worse by far better people. It doesn't matter, okay? I can clown around with the best of them. My thing is, at the end of the day, I'm speaking not just on the skill set. You've got multiple coaches with the same accolades and the same record this year, and they're not getting near enough flack for it. I've gone across the different fan pages. I've seen it. The reason Stoops is the way he is because of where he is. If he was in San Antonio, they treat him a whole lot different. If he was in Memphis, he'd be treated a whole lot different. But because he's in South Oklahoma, where he is a king, then they're going to kiss his butt regardless. At the end of the day, the fans need to understand skills are one thing, but to sit there and drag somebody through the mud 3 times worse, it sets a precedent to me. I'm sorry. It puts a bad taste in my mouth. Coach CJ's awesome. I've interviewed him at the town hall. When they think we're going to run, we're going to pass. And when they think we're going to pass, we're going to run. I get it, okay? And Miss Angel, she's a sweetheart. She's an absolute doll. I'm still going to defend the coaching. Don't get me wrong. Does it need to improve? Yes. But one head coach does not make a coaching staff.
Arlington.
Amber kind of got real spirited about that, you know.
I'm sorry, I get loud.
Here's my thing. You're right.
Can you guys move me to the top row? I'm kind of scared being down here.
Shut up, Ed.
No, listen, guys, listen, and I want to make it very well known. Daddy Ed, okay, has been the big drive for this book drive that we're doing here in St. Louis. Okay, we all the X Fan Show is for where the fans can come and express their opinions about whether they like it or not. That's all this show's ever been about.
Right.
Okay? So if anybody, I can tell you now, if anybody gets it twisted that Daddy Ed's a racist, well, I'm going to tell you right there, he's not, because this man right here is the man who has been spearheading this book drive for us since day one for the inner city school. Because Daddy Ed, tell your story of why we're doing our book drive again.
I work for an inner city school, and we had one of our schools in North County that got some grant money to completely remodel their library. So they put in all new bookcases and furniture and tables and carpeting and made the whole library look beautiful. But then they had no money to buy any books for the library. So that's the whole object behind this book drive, was to fill the shelves. Unfortunately, I can say, I don't know how much has been collected through, but we did have the Battlehawks step up, and they, for every upper deck ticket that was sold using the QR code, $5 was going to go directly to that school for buying books. And, I haven't checked to see how well that's going, but
I haven't either.
We can always do a better job of promoting it. So we need to do, I noticed on one of the other shows, they're putting the QR code in the corner of the screen the whole show, basically doing nothing but promoting it. Maybe that's what we need to be doing these last 2 weeks to try and get as much money raised for the school.
Somebody took it out. Somebody took it out.
I know not what you speak of.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The nose.
Don't get it twisted. Daddy Ed.
And there it is. Shut your mouth.
There's our QR code.
So now we need to put that. Can we put that between Amber and I? Just in case.
Are you feeling a little intimidated over there?
I kind of am.
Is it because they all call you something that I refuse? Is that what it is?
Oh, he's Eddie P to me. Oh no.
Yeah.
He's Eddie P to me now.
I still say there's going to become a weak moment, and it's just going to come out.
Honey, there ain't enough whiskey in the world.
Oh, that's easy.
We appreciate you. Hey, look, and a big shout out to JR. It was his anniversary. He took his wife there down to our great sponsor, Wild Sun. Enjoyed some wine in the B-Hawk Live beer down there. So,
nice.
My thing is this. And there was a very great comment that
Do not worry, Sandy. Do not worry. We got you
on it. There was a very great comment that I liked on that post that I had posted. Somebody had said, "What if we take the two offensive coordinators from both championship teams and their defensive coordinator and made them head coaches?" What do you guys think?
Please, can we do that?
That's a good idea, and why?
I would give away the Battlehawks offensive coordinator, even if we don't make the championship. So I'm all in on that.
So you have to be in the championship.
Sign me up. Sign me up on that one.
Hello, Daddy Ed, I said it has to be the championship teams. Would take over.
I'm willing to be in the wild card drawing too.
Here's the question then. Yeah. What do we do with the OCs and the DCs from the two lowest teams?
Then we put them on the top teams to show them how to coach.
Oh God, no! The fans can't do anything like that. I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
I tried to load that question up for you, A-Train.
Okay,
I ain't touching that with a 10-foot
going
pole.
back to that comment. Jersey, what do you think of that comment? Taking the coordinators from the top 2 teams and putting them on the lowest teams. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, because then all of a sudden you'll see the difference in competition. You'll see who's really the better prepared to take on a head coach role. Because if you look at it, right, like let's say Gronkowski, you guys have Bruce Gronkowski, right? Whatever, however you say his name, the OC over there.
Mm-hmm.
You take him and
right here.
you put him on Houston.
Mhm.
You put him on Houston with good old CJ Johnson.
Oh God, no!
Get
Don't
You
ready,
send
get
CJ
ready for
Johnson's
3-yard
ass
passes.
to
Get ready for 3-yard passes.
you send CJ Johnson to a different team and place him as an offensive coordinator, right? Now
Right.
you'll see Gronkowski probably have that team look a little bit different because he's bringing a different OC himself. So I mean, it would be interesting if we were to see something like that happen. Don't get me wrong, because it would be unique because the talent is there. Like, let's be real, the talent is teams. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, I think the whole Arlington Renegades coaching staff needs to go, including Bob Stoops. See you later. Bye. Go back to Oklahoma. Really. I'm just honestly like it's you ain't had a winning season since you've been the Arlington or Dallas Renegades coach.
That's facts.
Bob Stoops has not had a winning season with this team. Send his ass
Like I
back
said,
in.
it's
Why
where
is he
he's
still a head
located.
coach? Because of his name?
Daddy
Facts.
Ed, go.
No,
We'll
because
let
of his
Amber go.
name.
Daddy Ed,
A-Train.
Daddy Ed, go.
It's Oklahoma.
A-Train. A-Train. Come on. Reel everybody in. What have you and I been saying from the get-go before the season started? We got to quit reinventing the wheel of this league. Every year we want to completely change everything. Can we just have a consecutive season one time? Just
and
once.
that's true. Exactly. But here's but that's the point, though. The point of this whole thing is we have a right to be critical of what goes on in this league. So this ain't no power of positivity speeches that we're going to be giving to these people. If we see something that ain't right, we're going to talk about it because it ain't okay.
Well, if that's the case.
Let me finish. Everybody get the same energy. That means Johnson. That means DeFilippo. That means Stoops. That even means Reggie Barlow. Everybody get the same energy.
Hey, whoa. Slow your clock on Reggie Barlow.
Listen.
He's 3-4.
No,
he's right.
Reggie Barlow
is 3-4. You're done. He's done. Reggie Barlow's 3-4.
Reggie Barlow just had a
Be
winning
quiet,
season
be quiet. There
and
goes
took his
Darlington.
team to the championship.
Be quiet, Jersey, or I'll kick you out of the
Reggie
show.
Barlow took his team
Same
to the
energy.
championship.
Okay, but still, same energy.
Just saying.
If they doing bad, same energy
Why?
is given.
'Cause he's
It's my
losing?
point.
Here's my question. Why are we
He
putting this
was-
all on the
he
coaching
was a
staff and the
winning
players?
Finish up the question I asked.
Because that's the responsibility they take being a head coach.
But why are we not putting the same
it
energy?
all ends at the top, man.
That's true.
But why are we
all
not
the-
putting the
the
same
head
energy on
coaches-
Blandino and the referees? I mean,
What do you
play
think-
call
what do you-
is atrocious also.
What do you think of the head coach who is on the hot seat and just to appease the fans, they fire somebody just to make it look like they're trying to do something?
Wait a minute, hold on. We've been critical on them refs all year long.
Thank you. Finally, somebody heard what I said.
All year long, we've been on them refs. Like, where are you getting them from? You're getting them from high school. The show ain't doing the UFL.
Where did Blandino come from?
Well, we knew it.
He don't need to be doing none of this. He
Thank you.
need a couple glasses and contact lens.
Hold on. That's Daddy
No!
Ed. That's Daddy
You
Ed.
hold on.
That's Daddy Ed's favorite guy is Dean Blandino.
You're talking about
I don't
Dizzy
care
Boy.
if they're
You
best
must be-
friends and cuckoo cuckoo up and down the road going to school for recess. That
I
guy
know.
stinks. The
Hold on.
referees need to get
Let me cover your
retrained.
eyes then.
Hold on. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down.
Come on now.
Daddy Ed has done nothing but talk up Dean Blandino.
Oh,
as
yeah,
the
right.
greatest
That's why I call him
replay guy
Dizzy
there
Dean.
is. Am I right?
Now
That's why I
who's
call
the
him
clown?
Dizzy Dean. Yeah. That's why I
Now
call him
who's
Dizzy
the
Dean.
clown?
That's why I call him Dizzy Dean. The
He
guy,
needs
the guy sits up
contact
there, and
lenses
as long
and
as it's
glasses.
obvious, he'll make a call. But the minute something is questionable in the least, I just don't have enough to make it. I just don't have enough. Don't have enough. The
What's
guy
Thank you,
will
Ed.
not take a
Thank
stand
you,
on
Ed.
nothing. Nothing.
Thank you, Ed.
And I'm the one
He's
with
like,
the red
slow it
hair
down.
and the big
I
red
don't have an
lips looking
angle.
like a
Wait.
clown, right?
You
Right.
come
That guy's
down
an
to
absolute
here.
Is
joke.
there another angle? I can't see it from back here.
It used to come down to here and
You got
feather.
30 million cameras and
This is
drones.
Amanda High School. It did this all the way. That was high school.
Okay. Now let's talk about something. Let's talk about something else here. Let's talk about the upfronts that just happened here in Hollywood. Deadspin has reported.
Deadspin of all the freaking you use.
Well, that's who reported it, and then everybody else took off with it.
No, Deadline. Get it right.
Oh, Deadline Hollywood. You're right. Deadline Hollywood.
Deadspin.
Right?
It's like, what's a
Reported
Deadspin?
that the UFL put that Fox, because the losing of WWE SmackDown.
Okay.
They reported that they are going to fill in their coverage with sports. People have reported, it's going to be college sports and it's going to be this, and potentially, the key word here, potentially UFL games.
So let me get this straight.
What's your guys'
I want to go
take?
first.
Okay, go ahead. What's your take on that?
You gonna tell me that people gonna sit down on a Friday night to watch a freaking football game when Friday night in TV means that's the death slot? Are you serious right now? Friday is known as the death slot. And you're comparing that with what's going on streaming, what's on cable, all of that. And you mean to tell me that Friday is a better fit for the UFL? They're dead. They're freaking dead. Dead. D-E-D.
Did somebody
If you want to put a nail in the coffin,
All right,
he's
hold on.
absolutely
We'll go to
right.
Amber next. We'll go to Amber next.
He's absolutely right. You want to put a nail in the coffin? That's exactly what you do. Where are you going to get the live? I mean, our stats are dropping consistently when it comes to attendance. How are you expecting people to actually do that? Friday Night Lights here in Texas? I'm sorry, that's high school football.
And
Jersey,
you
because
gonna
Daddy Ed is the money man. I'm going to let Daddy Ed go last on this.
Ooh. Put myself on mute.
It would be another dumbass move by the UFL. Another one. Like DJ Khaled said, another one. You want to know why? Because like Amber just said, Texas, they live, eat, drink, poop, shower, football. And you're going to try to take away Friday Night Lights in Texas or Florida?
It's religion.
Are you serious? What are you thinking?
Daddy Ed,
You're going to try and take away Friday Night
You're the
Lights.
money
Come
man.
on, man.
you're the money man. You tell me.
Oh, it's all about the, if you're thinking of the fans at all, it's all about the experience as well. You tell me how many fans are going to take off work to tailgate and everything on a Friday night game because, if the game's a 7:00 game or something like that and you get off work at 5, Saturday and Sunday is football weekend. You can't mess with work day and think it's going to work. The perfect example of that was what happened last year when they tried to play Thursday games. There wasn't a Thursday game that the attendance wasn't abysmal. So you got to stay away from work days.
let's
All
also
right.
remember here. Hold on, let's also remember college football. College football is established. The UFL is not an established league, and you have no stars. Let me say this to it again so you see it in the screen. No stars.
You have AJ McCarron.
No, sir.
No,
AJ
You
no,
have no stars. You have
AJ McCarron is the star. AJ McCarron is the star of this league.
No.
He is the face of this league.
Right.
AJ McCarron is the God's
listen
gift
then.
to the UFL.
You have no stars. And the reason why I say that, these are guys, you think AJ McCarron is going to start on an NFL roster next season? And listen, I don't get me wrong. See, now you really make me go there now. Because if we sitting there, the tiers, 3rd and 4th string is where they at. That's where they are. There's no stars in this league.
Thank you,
I'm
Ronnie.
telling you right now, the only way you're going to get more butts in seats, 2 ways. You ready?
Hold on. If AJ McCarron is a star, why he didn't get 25, 30,000 in Protective Stadium this past weekend?
2 things. You ready? If they want butts in seats and they're going to put stars in those places,
the UFL.
they need to put the local stars from the college teams. For example, here in Houston, Manziel. That would put butts in seats. The second thing that they need to focus on is making sure that we don't have 3 of our games on major holidays.
Right. Why are you opening up a season on Easter? Who is going to a game on Easter Sunday?
We did. We all did. We all did.
Okay. Did anybody else go? Because the attendant said that there was nobody there.
Right, Eddie, you're the money man. You're the money man. So does it make sense to have a game on a Friday night?
No.
I say no, because they're just there. If they say it's all about viewership, it's going to be a double-edged sword. If people aren't home on a Friday night and they choose not to go to a UFL game, it's because they're going to a high school game. They're doing something else. So you're not going to get the viewership, and you're not going to get butts in the seats. Friday nights would be a terrible decision, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, now you guys sit there. Okay, so now here's the next question I have to ask you guys. Hold on. All right, Jersey,
can I ask you guys a
This is the
question
last
real
thing
quick?
we're going to say on it, and we're going to move on.
What other sport or sports go on during the UFL season, and what days are they on? Sometimes. Don't we have NBA basketball on Fridays sometimes? Don't we have NHL hockey on Fridays sometimes? You really think people are going to not go to a hockey game?
What about MLS?
UFL game?
Major League Soccer. We also have baseball season starts up.
We know here in St. Louis, Friday night, if there's a Cardinal game, where's everybody at?
Well, I know what I'm doing in my second life when I come back. I'm going to be a scheduler.
Well, and not only that, I don't know if y'all rugby. It's not popular, but rugby is also going on during that time.
This weekend is a perfect example. The Battlehawks schedule the DC Defenders at 11 o'clock on Sunday. You know who plays at 12:15 on Sunday? The Cardinals. And guess who they're playing? The Boston Red Sox. So everybody who is,
it's a wrap.
All the mummies, all the Cardinal mummies are going to St. Louis Cardinal game because that's the social thing to do in St. Louis. And plus, the Boston Red Sox are in town. So again, the scheduler, I mean, it's not even that hard. I don't even need a college degree to be a scheduler in my next life because
I will say this much. I think the delay in this season did not help the cause. I liked last season's start right after Super Bowl. Everybody was still caught up on Super Bowl. We're still hyped up about football. Let's keep it going with spring ball and the UFL. They didn't do that.
If they're
and it's
smart,
unfortunate.
If they're smart,
growing pains, right? Growing pains.
If they're smart, they'll start the week after the Super Bowl next year.
I think they should.
That's what they should have did.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
How are you going to have UFL playing when you're competing with WWE SmackDown? sorry, whether you like wrestling or not, the ratings for wrestling are shown. The viewership for wrestling is shown. So if you're going to do that, and Dad, you will say no different, but when we were in school, whether Derek was playing or not, where were you? You were at either a football game or you were camping. One of the two. You were doing one of those two things. So in my opinion, Friday nights is not an option.
You got parents that have kids in high school. There's just Friday night is still a school night.
Hold on. We do realize that if the UFL does do a Friday night game, that high school football is more for the fall. So will it really impact?
Friday night is still considered a school activity night.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's high school. It's high school kids events.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but last I checked, is football not always been a fall sport?
But there ain't none.
A fall sport.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you've got to realize that high school sports, be it soccer, be it cross country, be it football, be it basketball, be it baseball, be it drama. People do UIL competitions with band, with drama, with art. These parents that have high school athletes and students that are contending, track and field. Come on, you're traveling to meets, not to mention the gymnastics, the after school, you've got Pee Wee League, Buffalo Ball, cheerleading camp.
Right.
Come
All
on.
right, Daddy Ed, go
Okay,
on.
and for the
But
record,
just-
I did not give
Hold
him
on,
the
I want
ball
to-
head.
Daddy Ed,
Put-
finish it.
Put Matt's comment up on there. At the end of the day, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be an excuse why you didn't go to the football game. It
Mhm.
comes down to a mentality of what you put your priorities in.
Yep.
If somebody is used in May and June, they're used to going to the parks. They're used to going to baseball games. They're creatures of habit. They're always going to do the things that they've always done. And if you are going to try and get them to go to a football game instead of what they've always done,
No, that's
it
not
takes
true.
marketing
This is the
to
last
get
thing.
people's mindset to change. And if you're not going to put forth an effort to market to change those
Exactly.
minds, people are going to continue to do what they've always done for years and years and years.
That's exactly what it is.
That's
We're not
the money,
advertising at all.
And if you're not going to
Exactly.
market to
It's like a
change
crappy-
minds, you're not going to
It's
change
like a crappy song
nothing.
on the radio.
Right.
Thank
All right.
you.
Now, so
Listen, it's
here's
like a
the
crappy
thing.
song on the radio.
Okay,
You
we're
play
done,
that
we're
crappy
done, we're
song
done with
over
it.
and over and
We're done.
over
We got
again,
10
or
minutes.
you
We got
hear
10
that
minutes.
crappy song
We're
over
done.
and over
We're
and
done
over
with
again,
it.
it becomes
We're
redundant.
done with it,
All right,
Jersey.
we
I
gotta
just
get 'em.
muted you. We're done. We're done with that comment. We're done with that one. Now, the thing I want to ask you guys, we sit here and we complain and we bitch and we moan about what league did what and all of this stuff, right? Which league had the more that did better and all of that, okay? And as you've seen, we've shown throughout all of this. Now, here's the big thing. You guys ready?
Dad, I didn't give you that bald head. I gotta go. Bye.
Daddy Ed, and this is right up your alley because you are the money guy. Who actually had the better business model? The USFL or the XFL?
We're not doing this again.
No, here, just saying. Because
You
if
can't,
you
you
look
can't
at it,
argue with the USFL because
Thing.
whoa, stop
Can't
the
do this
clock,
again.
stop the clock. Daddy Ed, you go first.
you can't argue with the USFL. They're in their third season in a
Fourth.
row or fourth season in a row, whereas the XFL kept starting and stopping. And it's because the XFL they wanted butts in the seats, and Fox wanted advertising money, TV viewership. I'm just telling you, as a fan, I can't turn the channel on a football game when there's nobody in the stands and get into the game. I'm going to turn the channel. I just can't
But
do it.
we're not asking about that.
There's
We're
no
asking about
energy.
who had
If
the
you're
better
strictly
business.
talking money, the USFL had the better model.
That's what we're talking. Amber, you threw up the X. We're talking just money wise. Who had the better business model? The USFL or the XFL?
I mean, business model wise, it sucks that the XFL got stopped for multiple reasons. Pandemic, bankruptcy or whatever other crap that they throw out there in the news. However, the NFL did adopt some of the rules from XFL because they did have a better bit. They had it. Had it not merged, they should have waited. They should have established themselves on both sides. And trust me, of all the cities, we're feeling it the most in Houston because it's either Houston Gamblers or Houston Roughnecks. And nobody is happy either way. But, I mean, they merged it the best they could with what they had. Should they have waited? Yes. Should they establish themselves as separate entities a little bit more? I think so. I think it would have been beneficial. I think that they jumped into this merger a little too fast. And that's why we're feeling the hurt that we're feeling.
Jersey?
The USFL did. Period.
He got us back on track time-wise.
All right, okay. Arlington, because I'll give you my opinion. Arlington?
The USFL did when they came with their business model of making sure that it was all about the game and making sure that the product was the focus. And the XFL wanted everything. And so it was going to take more money to make that move. So that's why everybody's looking at it from a money standpoint that the USFL saved money. Did they do better with the presentation? Perhaps. The XFL went all in. You can't blame them for going all in on 2023 because they were trying to get a valuable product out there. So I wish people would have learned the Dixon plan from the old USFL in the 80s. The way that was looking like that could have been and they may have did it for the XFL. So in this case, USFL was the money grab here. No way.
Matt, why bring back June Jones? Why bring him back? Why bring him back? That's what I'd like to know. No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to put it to you very simple, and here it is. I was on a conference call where I was a little fly on a wall, and I heard that it costs so much to open up sections in each one of these stadiums where they play at. Oops, I did it again. I heard it costs money to open up each one of these sections in these stadiums they play at. So you're telling me that they're not losing money. Me and Daddy Ed did this last year where we kind of broke down everything. You remember that, Daddy Ed, where we broke down how much it cost for charter flights? And Arlington, put everybody up there.
I was trying to. You was doing your thing.
Daddy Ed, remember, we talked about this, about how much it costs for charter flights, how much it costs for blocks of rooms for all of these teams. And we estimated that the XFL literally lost. Why is he way better than Johnson? He has the same record as he has the same USFL record and spring football record as Dean Filippo. That's all I got to say on that one. So, I mean, they're actually exactly the same. He was 5-5 last year in the USFL. Dean Filippo was 5-5.
7-3. Get it right. He was 7-3. Get it right.
Who was?
Dean Filippo was.
No, he wasn't. He was 5-3.
New Orleans. He was the coach for.
Oh, well, whatever. Who cares? I don't care. It doesn't matter. But anyways, because you know me, I'm the spew guy, so I just be all bullshit anyways. That's how I always do. Squirrel. But Daddy Ed, we did it when we estimated that the XFL lost closer to $200 million after we did charter flights, hotels, meals, all that stuff, right? It was closer around that, right?
That's why until you get private ownership, you're going to always lose money.
Thank you.
If you got answer me this, if you got a hub in Arlington and you got a Seattle team that needs to play in Seattle, what's going to be cheaper? Private ownership in Seattle where the team is already there, sleeping there, going to practice there, or a team that's in Arlington that you got to fly them to Seattle for their home game. Then you got to fly them back after they're done. And these are charter flights, mind you. So, I mean, until they get to private ownership, you just as well plan on losing money. So every year when everybody says this league is losing money, shocker. I mean,
And then think about it. Who really want to throw some more money when you're losing it?
Well, and here's the other kicker. You're basically putting a Band-Aid on something that needs a tourniquet. You're bleeding money profusely.
Look, I get what Daddy had said about it. It was very hard to watch. It was very hard to watch these teams when there was no fans in the stands. I get that. But it didn't lie that Fox made the first year they made $7 million in year one. Year two, they made $14 million, right? I mean, so it showed. So what they really should have done is they should have adopted the USFL model. Okay. Now it would have sucked for a team like Houston. You put 2 teams in each city, the 4 cities. You could have done it in Arlington, Birmingham, DC, and St. Louis. Because you could have done it that way, or you could have done it a bunch of different ways. You could have been saving a lot of money, is all I'm saying. That's all I am saying. Boy,
okay, is that it? Is that it for you? You done talking?
I guess so, yeah. The villain.
You didn't even say nothing. You ain't do nothing villainizing.
I know. Are you sure I didn't?
I don't know.
This is the X Fan Show. I am the host, one of the hosts. Purge. Right over there is my partner in crime, right over there. Explain to me.
I don't know why I'm here. I really don't know why I'm here. The A-Train Arlington Lane, though.
Right next to me.
We're not done yet.
We're getting close, bro. I haven't even done any kind of promos or nothing tonight.
No, because we didn't need to. You already know why.
We got to clean up our fuel page.
I know. But come on, man. Go around the panel. Hurry up so we can get out of here.
I was right over there. Look at him. He looks all angry and mad with his little beautiful hat on. Kevin JTK.
Is he frozen?
I think he's frozen now. He's there. He's just chilling. He's just chilling like a villain. Just chilling like a villain. Right below Arlington is one half of the A team. You can catch her right before we broadcast live every Wednesday. The one and the only Amber. And then right there is the only man who made any sense on this show tonight.
And it's still leaking out of my head. You can see it.
Put a tourniquet on that.
The man for one of the most popular UFL NFL shows on Fuel Sports Network, the one and the only
Big Daddy Ed.
As
Amber would put it.
Ed.
Eddie P.
It'll never happen.
Peasy. Eddie P. I love it, man. All right, we're getting out of here.
Right.
See, we got our own Peasy.
You're right. He is the only smart man on this show because I am not a man. I'm a man child. I can admit that.
Well, not everybody can be a woman.
To admit that.
But no, again, I'm going to go back to saying this. There's a lot of great things coming to Fuel. I know that right down there, Mrs. Predator Couple Amber is going to be having a lot of great things coming out of Houston. I know the guy sitting right next to me over there is going to be having a lot of great things coming out of Vegas. I know my partner, he's going to have to deal with all of my nonsense and craziness forever. And I know that guy right down there, with that big, beautiful forehead. The bottom line, you might be seeing some other stuff coming from him, too.
You need to borrow your wife's setting powder.
Yeah, she keeps telling me she can help me out, but
get rid of that shine.
Tune in to Girl Chat Sports right after us.
There is follicles there, though. I'm not giving up hope.
Hey, but just know this, y'all. Fuel Sports Network is untouchable. We out of here.
Yeah, baby.
swimming, I was diving off the end with the fishes. Difficult could take a day, but in an hour I was finished. I've been sipping